Hello, everyone. This is Devan Edwards, aka Devan the Connector, connecting you, yes, you, to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Now, I want to make sure you can hear me loud and clear. We're going to be talking about the power of the brain and emotions, and a bit of five helpful tips to take care of your brain and your emotions. If you're watching a replay of this, comment replay below. If you are tuning live, comment one. And so yeah, let's talk about it. This gonna be a short video. I may do a more uh, extensive one at another date, but this one I'm on a time schedule, so let's make it quick, and I wanted to really share this information with you. So first thing, get some notes, notebook. Also, I'm gonna be reading some notes that I took to share with you. So let's start with the brain. Your brain not only manages all of your bodily functions, and it helps you become a functional human being. Your brain also controls your emotions and is in charge of how you feel inside and out. When you feel joyful, when you feel depressed, when you feel worried, or when you feel inspired. So that's what we know as mental health. And sometimes it's a balance of both physical issues and mental ones. And when we forget about this, we disregard the care we need to have for our brain to feel better inside and out. So, what we're going to talk about is just 5 ways you can take care of your brain and emotions. Because your brain is a powerful machine. How many of you exercise your arms? How many of you exercise your heart? How many of you exercise your chest? How many of you guys go to the gym? But how often do you exercise your brain? How often? And when it comes to science as well, they're still exploring ways in terms of how powerful the brain is, because the brain is a very complex, multi-functional thing that we have within our body, and it's the reason why we are connected. It's the way we can expand our mind and expand our consciousness and interact with life in a better way. So, and emotions, in terms of the brain, are just literally, this is part of my notes. So this is what I wrote down in my notes. Emotions are just one of those part of our responses that help us survive, relate to others, and navigate in the material world. It also has spiritual implications, such as karma, the choices you make, decision making skills, all these other things. And having a healthy brain activity shows up in our emotional balance and state, and can make or break the mental health processes. So here are a few tips to make this an optimal cycle to guide you to feel and be better. Now, first tip on how to take care of your brain and emotions, which was something that you'd be surprised that I wasn't all too good at. And I grew through it in a sense. So let's say number one is talk about your feelings and don't bottle them up. So what's interesting is that for me personally on my journey, I was the person who would help some people, still doing it today anyway, but yeah, helping people with what they're going through, managing their feelings as well. And I became so observant and working on how I could manage my feelings as well. And I definitely know how to express my feelings. That's not a problem. But then sometimes there was times where it may have caught me off guard, and things that was never really asked of me or asked to me. It required more of my feelings to be expressed. If that makes sense. And sometimes I didn't really have an answer to how I was feeling, because I was really just observing the moment and really trying to understand it. And I've gotten much better at that over the years. I mean, I'm an open book, and if there's something I don't want to talk about, then I'll say I don't want to talk about it. If there's something I'll talk about, then I'll talk about it and express it. And even when it comes to feeling as well, sometimes you may feel like, oh, the person won't listen, the person will understand, but it's also a good release for yourself, and it's also a good test of how healthy do you feel and think about yourself, and are you stimulating that mentally? Are you stimulating that mental muscle to be able to express yourself? So even other ways that I'll talk about my feelings is through poetry. So it's not, it doesn't have to be just like, oh, you communicate with someone, say, having to talk to them directly. It can be you expressing yourself in different formats and not bottling up your emotions, not bottling up who you truly are, because you really need to truly be intrinsically and authentically you. That's the only way you can actually really move forward with a healthier brain and mind, and really figure out and know yourself, and ask yourself questions that will lead you on a path to knowing yourself more. Okay, that was a bit long. Number two. Number two is stay active. Now, I talked about exercising. So, stay active. Research shows that physical activity is related to hormone release of oxytocin. So, the hormone. Imagine love being a hormone. That's oxytocin. Oxytocin is love. So, the hormone release of oxytocin and dopamine, which is the feel good factor, they both are related with happiness, pleasure, and joy. So physical activity helps stimulate that. So what are you doing? What are you doing that is causing physical activity to keep your heart rate up and all these other things? What are you doing physically? Are you running? I like to do my yoga, like nice dynamic yoga, some push-ups, squats. That keeps me going. That helps me stay alert. That really activates my brain. And there's actually another research which is interesting. It showed that how the feet is connected to the brain as well, which is true because there's a lot of nerve cells in our feet. And if you heard of the term grounding, grounding helps you connect with nature, helps you stimulate the nerve cells because you've got like little energy centers in. That's probably talk about in another video, but there's little energy centers within our bodies and different nodes in our bodies which stimulate our mind and help us have more mental clarity. So yes, physical activity. Drop below what type of physical activity you do. Let me know because I like to stay active. If you like to stay active, let me know. And number three, one of my favorites: eat well. Okay, eat well, guys. How well do you eat? Are you feeding yourselves? Are you feeding yourself right? You know, so a nourished brain will perform better under stressful circumstances, and will have the clarity to solve any problem or face any circumstance. And you can really get, and there's so many things where you can give your brain and your body the nutrients they need. Surprisingly enough, I mean, it could be just the simple things like eating more veg or more superfoods as well. And I personally drink like a superfood infused beverages, which help me really manage my stress well. And because I'm working with the computers a lot and just physical activity in general throughout my day, like imagine having a healthier tea or coffee that really it gives you a boost for your brain and your body. It really nourishes that rather than the regular stuff. Because I mean, convenience can kill, and convenience can also cause us to reach new levels of wellness. So which one do you want for your life? Which one will better your brain? You know, and just that, and like stuff like making sure you have balanced meal, grains, your fruits and vegetables. Your vitamins, your B12s, your D3s, your K2s, all that good stuff. So really ask yourself, am I eating well? And then ask yourself if it's a no, and even if it's a yes, ask yourself, how can I eat well in a better way? How can I do better? You always want to ask yourself, how can I do better? Because you don't want to be. Well, it's up to you. If you want to be satisfied with how you eat, if that's really making you feel good, go for it. But if you know there's more, if you know you can do more for your health, why don't you entertain that question? You know, Okay, so number three, take breaks and sleep well. Number three, take breaks. Was it number three or number four? Number four. Number four is take breaks and sleep well. Healthy sleep patterns help your brain regenerate, feel more vital, and feel refreshed. Let me say that again. Healthy patterns help your brain regenerate, feel better, and feel refreshed. This is so true. One of the things that's helped me, I don't, occasionally, I would take like a power hour nap. That would be the greatest nap of my life. And I'll be so productive afterwards because my brain feels clear, it allows my body to feel light, all these other things. And just taking a break. So I call, well, so in my schedule, I have what you call a 30-minute digital detox. So it's a 30 minutes of just taking myself away from all these devices. Sometimes I sit in silence or just get some food, get a drink or whatnot, and just stay away from it and just recharge. That might even be in a form of exercise or whatever the digital detox may be. It could be meditation. It varies, like switch up if you want to. But I would definitely recommend adding breaks within your day if it's possible. I don't know how, if you're working in a certain workplace or however your day schedule, make sure you prioritize breaks and sleeping well. So you can like sleeping the 6 to 8 hours is good. To be honest, like when you even have a great diet, sometimes you may not even have to sleep too long. I mean, you can actually go for a few hours and then you can even have like a 5 hour sleep, and that 5 hour sleep will seem like an 8 hour. Or you can have a 5 hour, 6 hour, and then a 1 hour nap. You know what I mean? Okay, and so yes, take breaks and sleep well. Number five. Number five, guys. Number five. Learn something new. Learn something new. A few years ago, actually, I was someone. Imagine. I was someone who I knew how to read and all these other things. I didn't even like reading books. Imagine that's crazy, isn't it? I didn't like reading books because every time someone recommended a book, it was something I didn't like. But then one day, I was introduced to many books that was enjoyable. Some were anime, some were comics, and some were personal development books. Think and Grow Rich, um, historical books, ancient texts. And then I got excited about life. I was like, oh wow, I'm learning something new. Like it just really expanded my brain, my mind. I was like, oh, I gotta know more. This is interesting because as I'm reading this, I'm finding out more about myself, and it's creating more curiosity. And what you realize is that when you learn something new, it keeps your brain awake. So, like for example, there's certain topics that even after I've done everything I've done, I could stay up all night researching and really studying. Like for example, spirituality. Like it's so interesting to me, and yeah, so it keeps your brain awake, and your interest will be heightened, and your curiosity will be active. So that's something that happens when you learn something new. Like drop in the comments if you ever learned something new and it just changed the way you view the world and changed the way you approach your life. Like, is there like an audio book you've listened to, or is there like just a book you've read that really changed your life? I mean, anyone could probably relate to that, right? So learn something new, and a new thing that's helped me in terms of learning something new is learning about technology that is that can actually help you boost your brain as well. And it's something that you can even use like 6 minutes a day. Imagine 6 minutes a day. So, for example, I have this personally. I have this what you call it? It's called CTX90, and it's a cognitive training system. So imagine having a better brain in 90 minutes, and that happened with for me within 30 minutes. To be honest, because and no, was it 90 minutes? No, 30 sessions. 30 sessions. So that's 90 minutes, and within 90 minutes, I actually found a 109% improvement in my brain function, and I was like, this is amazing. Like I got it documented, so you know, and because you're able to track your progress as you do these things. So literally, it's literally the perfect way to build your brain power every single day with only 6 minutes. Imagine. So like that, literally 6 minutes. It's powerful. So literally just following targets, and as you follow these targets, the levels increase, and as the levels increase, it really stimulates your focus and helps your helps your brain build new neural connections, and this is called neuroplasticity. So it increases neuroplasticity through you engaging with this system and following the targets and making sure you hit them. So, and even if you don't even get like, even if you don't do as well, yeah, sorry, something happened to my phone. Okay, even if you're not doing well, you're still improving. So it's perfect. And one thing I want to end is like, really, when it comes to all these 5 steps, you want to keep in mind how all of these things are connected. So you have talking about your feelings. You got that tapping into that emotional energy. So do something that will do that for you. Staying active physically, eating well, you know, taking breaks, sleeping well, and then learning something like reading, learn something, a new book or a new audiobook, or even messaging me if you actually want to try out this cognitive training system. It's very cool. And it's all these different ways we can do to build our brain power and build a healthier mind, because and become a more functional human being, like, or just on a basic level, just being a functional human being, and from there just expand our mind, expand our consciousness, expand our interactions with life, expand our interactions with people around us, you know what I mean? And really like become limitless, improve your lifestyle, and then use that power to create a life of total freedom. So if this video helped, I would like you to put a fire in the comments section. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Fire. So fire in the comment section, and even comment which of these 5 tips to take care of your brain and emotions is helping you. Is it talking about your feelings? Is it staying active? Is it eating well? Is it take breaks and sleeping well? Is it learning something new? You tell me. Thank you. This is Devan Edwards, aka Devan the Connector, connecting you to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Stay empowered, and just remember, the connection continues. Take care. Take care.